Welcome, everybody, to another album preview, hookup, amazingness. I don't know what I'm saying right there, but because I was too busy thinking of telling you that I am the drummer there in that video that you just saw. No, that's not really me either. But I am the host here of the Hookup on Music podcast, and I am so glad to be joining you here for episode 36. Wow, we have a lot of awesome stuff in store today. Hopefully, you guys have been out there doing record shopping. Hopefully, you've been downloading new tunes. You've been seeing the goods here nor there and everywhere, go so to speak. But that being said, let's get started. Last week, I had mentioned that I am giving away. Okay, and we're going to do this once a month. We're going to give away a vinyl once a month. Okay, and in this month of September, we are giving away Pearl Jam's Merkin Ball. How can you receive a copy of this vinyl? It's kind of a rare vinyl. All you have to do is, well, number one, follow the Hookup on Music on Twitter or Instagram. If you do both, that would be amazing. And also, definitely, more importantly, as you're going to see follow on the bottom here of the screen, you're going to make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. You're going to want to make sure you subscribe and show us that you have subscribed. And how can you do that? I will put up this episode tomorrow, and all you got to do is just take a picture and place it right underneath there. Who knows? You may be the only one who signs up for this great deal. We've had a couple already, but as I said, there's just a few, and a few seems like not many. So for something so awesome as Pearl Jam's Merkin Ball, and the reason we're giving away Pearl Jam's Merkin Ball is last week we had talked about Pearl Jam coming to Chicago, so we thought, well, what better way to celebrate and show you awesome music lovers, vinyl lovers, is to give away a little bit of vinyl. So please, if you can, and you must, please hit the like and subscribe button. So let's get started. What do we got here on the docket today? Oh, yes, we do. We got something huge that just happened in town. And in town, our town closest, hugest city, Chicago, hosted Riot Fest 2023. Okay, this was this past weekend. Okay, September 15th, 16th, and 17th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Riot Fest. It was huge. Lots and lots of artists were there. Everybody from, well, Annie DeFranco all the way to The Cure, and a lot of also amazing and crazy and different and this and that, all in between. And we had some people out on the scenes, and we've gotten all the feedback that we need to present what I would deem is an amazing, I would say, introspective on the Riot Fest that just occurred. Before getting started, though, when I think of riots or Riot Fest, I immediately, for some unknown reason, go to Sly and the Family Stone. There's a riot going on, an album from 1971. Amazing. If you have not checked this funk amazingness out, please check it out. Family Affair is such a great song. Thank You for Talking to Me, Africa, also very amazing. But just whenever I first had heard of Riot Fest, and Riot Fest is, it's something that I think if you're a music fan, you definitely at least once have to have checked out or been involved or know something about Riot Fest, because Riot Fest is, it got started a little bit smaller than the current in incarnation. Okay, it got started back in 2005. So it's been going on for quite some time. But that being said, when it first started out, as like at the Metro, at the Double Door, Cobra Lounge, Congress Theater. Okay, had the beginnings of what I would deem what you kind of see as the Riot Fest now. But it was like an indoor event, where now currently the Riot Fest that is out in the fields, and it is really awesome. Humboldt Park is kind of where it got its start in 2012 in the kind of outdoor festival scene. to currently it is at Douglas Park, which it has made the move. Um, what I was going to say, it has uh, made the move to that just because I think it was a little bit better of a location. It seems to be from all indications, but you know, Riot Fest is really what it's mainly for is to, well, jump into what I would deem everything from really, really heavy to an alternative. There's always some rap and hip hop. It's pretty much across the board what I would think, and I could be wrong on this. When described a long time ago of what maybe Lollapalooza maybe would be, this is from my indications a little bit more of an understanding of kind of what you should be seeing when you are well, you would be at a Lollapalooza, but unfortunately, that's just not the way it is going anymore. But this very first day, you're talking about lots and lots of goodies, um, and lots of goodies that you're gonna wanna check out. Uh, where do we get started? Okay, where do we get started? Let's get started with the band that I've talked about quite a bit here. Let's check out a clip from Parliament's performance, which was on Friday. So right there, you can see, of course, everybody is on the stage, and right there, if you are paying attention on the screen, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're still loaded on the stage with musicians, which has always been a specialty of Parliament. But you're saying to yourself, Parliament, you know what I mean? I've heard the positives of Parliament on this set. I've heard that they did a really good job. They had busted out some classics. Two, I'd also heard that they had maybe should have did a little bit more of the classics and not so much maybe of they threw in a little bit of a mix of maybe some songs that maybe some people weren't so familiar with. I heard both sides of the story, but that being said, both um being there live and then also hearing, I would have to agree, having seen Parliament, that it just being a 2 o'clock show on your random old um it's a 150 to 250 set, and you're out there on a Friday, and some people have probably taken the day off. I can't see that it wouldn't be too shabby to see some a little bit of Parliament Funkadelic. You know what I mean? You're 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 out there to have a good time. You're out there to have some fun. But that being said, there was no shortage of fun on Friday. Okay, just a lot of different artists, different feelings. Turnstile put on a great performance. I mean, you could just tell right from there, their high energy, really, really got a lot of positive reviews from their set. Um, their backdrop is kind of cool with the stars. Always kind of like that big, huge flag. Always curious to a lot of bands after big shows like this. Where does their you know, where does all these big flags go when the festivals are done or their tours are done? Do they get to keep them? Hopefully, somebody gets to keep 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 that and keep some of that, um, you know, because a lot of that has to be, it'd be cool to look back 40, 50 years later and say to yourself, especially a lot of these younger bands who are playing, go, oh man, I was part of something awesome like Riot Fest. But definitely really, 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 really awesome. Okay. Also really awesome is recently on within the last couple months on here, we had previewed the brand new Foo Fighters album, but here we are. And we also previewed Queens of the Stone Age's new album. We did a little bit of a breakdown solo on each one on here. So both bands being able to play here. Foo Fighters, just really 19 song set, starting with All My Life. and going all the way to Everlong. Huge, huge, huge. You're talking a band that, again, they're in town and they want to put on a show, and they're going to put it on for you.
Right, burning off and on.
I mean, you got to give yourself just a little bit of goosebumps when you hear Dave Grohl, and he just kind of like busts right into some of those songs, and he did that. He did it for 19 songs at Riot Fest, and that's only night one. You know what I'm saying? When you're going to Saturday, you got to wake up again. Okay, on Saturday you got everything from Warpaint, all the way down to TSOL. Which if it's been a long time since you've heard TSOL, they definitely have a really, really, really classic punk sound that fits in well with the Riot Fest. Really, really cool, again, to see a band that, again, has been around a long, long time, and see them come out and do Riot Fest, to play this, to play that. They've been around since 1978. Okay, so these another band that's just been on the road, a road band, so to speak, because you've been around for so long and playing just so many shows. And just an awesome all around, what I would say, presentation. Okay. Also, you're getting now into Saturday, and you're starting to get a little bit more into maybe some things that are again getting a little awesome. You're here to see, Sleep Token. Maybe you're here to see Pennywise. Really, really cool. Lots of eclectic bands playing, okay, and a lot of people filled to the brim. Okay. When Foo Fighters played, you could feel the pressure. You feel the pressure of everybody really pushing and getting to that front to see the band. ICP, if you could tell on the picture there on the screen, or if you're listening, stage loaded with Faygo. Lots of Faygo pop. Okay. Again, this band's been around for a long time. I don't know if I would call them a band. I'd call them a group, call them a duo. But ICP, playing Riot Fest, it kind of is a little bit cool. And, they had the showing of people who also deemed it to be cool. Also, if you're a huge, huge fan of Death Cab for Cutie, they played the Transatlanticism album. Great, great album. Sound of Settling, one of my favorites. The New Year, awesome, awesome album. And then the Postal Service. Ben Gibbard, lead singer of Death Cab for Cutie, then going and then doing a little bit of Postal Service. You're mail me in that Postal Service, because they're also playing this weekend again at the Salt Shed. So all good. And then as you get a little bit later in the evening, one of the last acts to play, is Mr. Bungle. Mr. Bungle is just out there, just pouring off in the crowd. Awesome covers galore on the Mr. Bungle set, and really cool background too. Again, that was on the cover of their last album. It's kind of like a flaming bunny with some cool fangs. Scott Ian playing with the band, Dave Lombardo playing with Mr. Bungle. But really, really, really another one that next time they come into town, if I ever have an opportunity, I definitely want to check them out. But again, a lot of good stuff on Saturday, as stated. Snapcase. A lot of people were tuned into Snapcase, and I personally had not heard that name in a long, long time. And a band that's just, again, out there, and they're trying, and they're what, we're going to present to you an awesome show. We're gonna if you can't feel the energy just by that of the gentleman saying jump, 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 then you're definitely missing out on what Riot Fest is about. And that's about a good time. And it sounded like it was all good until unfortunately there was some rain that creeped in. Unfortunately, the rain creeped in on Sunday, so sets were shortened. Not sets. Bands were unfortunately not to get to play. So the day was shortened, and the gates did not open up till 2 o'clock, which unfortunately a few bands did not get their fair share to get to share the Riot stage, like free throw and Hotline TNT. Um, Unfortunately, because of the rain, they were pushed to not be able to play. But we still had a lot of other artists play on Sunday, and a lot of, again, good classic artists from Gorilla Biscuits. Okay, earlier in this whole thing, a band who played Gorilla Biscuits is part of also um, is Quicksand. I don't know if you've ever heard of Quicksand, but also a band that in the 90s was really kind of, I kind of remember them quite a bit, and they've been creeping up a little bit more lately. They were founded in 1990. The Slip and Manic Compression album is pretty much where you may know them from, but Walter Schreffels, who is in this band and also Gorilla Biscuits, just really, 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 really put on a good show earlier in the on Saturday with Quicksand, which is right here. He did like 3 shows this weekend. Okay, he did Gorilla Biscuits. Walter did Gorilla Biscuits. Walter did what you were currently listening to there, Quicksand. Okay, which is your how could you be doing all of these? And he also did some Youth of Today. They also played too, and it was just a big weekend for him and a big weekend for a lot of artists. It was a really good time. The rain without withstanding, still just loaded. A lot of people out there to see. One thing that I found funny was the last act to play on Sunday was The Cure from 7:40 to 9:55. No one else is playing, but on one stage from 8 to 8:30, they had this band Through and Through. Never heard of them. I saw they were from Chicago, but I thought it was kind of cool that they were going to play with the Curas, and I was curious to see what their audience looked like. So if you happen to be out there and happen to see what that audience looked like, let me know, because all I heard about was The Cure. A really, 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 really good set. Again, eclectic, opening up with Alone and ending with some songs that they started out their career with. If you're familiar with Boys Don't Cry, that was one of the last songs that they played. But again, loaded from front to back, a night that was really welcomed from everybody. It seemed like to be a really good weekend, which is what you want, again, when you're going out to a show. So you want good stuff. What you don't want, unfortunately, who played on Saturday, and I love him in his movies, but unfortunately here is a little bit of Corey Feldman's performance from Saturday. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm listening to when I listen to that, but it's really, really something to be able to hear some Corey Feldman on a Saturday, I could imagine. But again, awesome stuff. Really, 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 really awesome. Really glad that my good friend, the Scouse Viking, was able to share a lot of these clips with me and share his experience at the show.
Let me see your hands like that. Hey, keep you in the dark. You know it all.
His description, again, his description was that, it was cool to see a bunch of guys just rocking and just rolling and just having a good time, But that being said, I thought I'd share, if you're watching on the screen, a ridiculous photo of Corey Feldman. But if If you were out at the Riot Fest and you'd like to share what you thought, please do so. Always like to hear that. It was a good time though. Good time. Next year, definitely excited to see who they're going to get next year. It kind of comes and goes. Who are the artists going to be? There's always guesses. If you go to their website now, the 2023 artists are already taken down, and they're already got. Well, 2024 is coming soon, but not soon enough. So that being said, what I wanted to go into here is Primus, who a couple of years ago was able to do a little bit of the Riot Fest thing, okay, which is the connection here tonight. Which, if you, and this was back in 2014, okay, drummer Tim Alexander unfortunately had a little bit of a heart surgery he had to have. So Danny Carey from Primus, Danny Carey from Tool stepped in with Primus, and they did a 9-song set at Humboldt Park, and it was really kind of cool because Danny Carey's an amazing drummer, as we all know from Tool, and to hear him sit in and do everything from Those Damn Blue Collar Tweakers to My Name Is Mud to Jerry Was a Race Car Driver, I thought that was really, really cool. I also thought it was really, really cool that, well, you're saying to yourself, are you going to do any Tool? You're here with Tool. So yeah, at Riot Fest 2014, they did Tool's Enema, which was kind of cool. And they also did one of those after concert shows the night before, which, man, if you could be in attendance at that show, you talk about the energy level being sky high. But we can go on forever of the amazing artists that have appeared at Riot Fest. But Primus playing Riot Fest, I thought was really, really cool. Primus is always welcomed here at the Hookup on Music. Their albums are eclectic, and a lot of people think that well, maybe they shouldn't listen to them. And people being, well, my father said that it was the only band that he said I shouldn't listen to, and not because their lyrics were vulgar, but because he just said they were stupid. And then what was really funny was when the Brown album came out, he really liked the song Shake Hands with Beef, and he came around to Primus. Everybody comes around to Primus, okay? Primus is a musician's band, I would say. They are 3 excellent musicians. Tim Alexander on drums, Larry LaDonde on guitar, and of course, Les Claypool on bass and on vocals. A unique style, a style that is very, very rare. Not a lot of bands sound like them, or any, really. Pork Soda is a great album. Tales from the Punch Bowl is really, really kind of a proggy kind of affair. Their first couple, Frizzle Fry, is good. They do amazing covers. If you've never heard of Making Plans for Nigel, or they do an amazing Have a Cigar cover. But Primus is definitely a good place to kind of get your digs into trying to get something different going. Their newer stuff too. I mean, they did a really, really awesome Charlie and the Chocolate Factory workup. Last week we were talking about a band called Praxis, which Brain was part of that. The drummer, he stepped in for a couple of albums here, Anti-Pop and that Brown album. That Brown album is a really, 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 really good affair. But Primus is awesome. I can go on for Primus for quite a long time. That Sailing the Seas of Cheese album is definitely, if I were you, where I would get my start. Sergeant Baker is a song that I've listened to quite a long time. Also had a buddy who loved fishing, so I played him the song Fish On towards the end of the album, and really kind of stuck with him. He really enjoyed that. But Primus is definitely awesome. Been around a long time, been around since 1984. And a band around that long, okay. LaDon and Tim Alexander, who's the drummer now, have been around since 89, but Les has just been rocking and rolling. He even tried out for Metallica. That's a real ridiculous story where they told him he was maybe a little too good for the band, but really awesome. Check them out. Please let me know what you think of Primus, or what maybe your favorite songs are of them. That being said, it's also cool that recently they even did a whole tour, um, honoring Rush. Who I would love to do a tour. Who wouldn't love to do a tour honoring Rush? But what better guys to do it than Primus? I think that they're just awesome. Really, really cool. You're looking for always a band to expand, to spread. And by spread, that means, do a really, really, really good job spreading out the sound. And they do a great job doing that. Another band that really kind of got a start. It was a start, and it was almost like it was here and it was gone. Okay. From 87 and 94, Uncle Tupelo. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of a series here. We're going to break down Uncle Tupelo a little bit tonight. We'll continue it next week and then continue with the Sun Volt and the Wilco. It's kind of a little bit of a continuing series on one artist that we're going to try. But Uncle Tupelo, again, a band that were around from 87 and 94. Jay Ferrara, Jeff Tweedy, Mike Hardorn, okay, made up the band majority of this time period. Okay, Mike Hardorn on drums left in 92. But Jay Ferrara, you may know him. He is the lead singer of Sunvolt, and you will know Jeff Tweedy, of course, from Wilco, who we've talked about on the show before. But this is their first band, okay, getting that early start down in Belleville, Illinois. Okay, just kind of like how do I get started? They're alternative. Okay, there is a little bit of a little flavor, a little country ting to the band, which I definitely enjoy, which I enjoy in Wilco. And to hear it get beginnings here, Uncle Tupelo is really, really kind of cool. They for only being around that shorter amount of time, 4 albums. Okay. No depression though. I think that's where you should always get your start. I always say get your start at the beginning so you could hear a band grow. And even through these 4 albums, you could hear the band growing a little bit on each album, which is what we want from our bands. But unfortunately, what we don't want from our bands, which unfortunately led to a little bit of depression, was maybe breaking up. Okay. Unfortunately, the last 2 concerts were in Missouri, in Columbia, Missouri, and in St. Louis. Back in 94. It sounded like at this time they just weren't compatible anymore. Jay and Jeff just could not stay on the same page, which happens a lot in bands. I mean, let's look at the Beatles. It was no secret here for Uncle Tupelo either. But that doesn't diminish the magic in which they created when they were together. Some might say it's even better than Wilco or Sunvolt. That's your opinion. You can listen and you can tune in and figure it out yourself and kind of, let us know what you think. But we're going to kind of continue next week a little bit more on maybe on the breakup and kind of why they start these other bands and are they talking still? We'll get to that next week. But as always, we've made it to our scary section. Really, really good stuff here tonight. Okay, we got Rockwell. Somebody's watching me. A great, great song to be playing at. Well, if you got a Halloween party coming up, you definitely should be playing it. 1984. You definitely have heard this song. Even if you're like, what is this song? I've never heard it. You've heard it. You've heard the hook. Michael Jackson does the hook, but Rockwell is the artist. A lot of people think it's Michael Jackson who actually sings the song. He does not. He just does the hook. It's actually Berry Gordy's son is Kenneth William Gordy, better known as Rockwell. But somebody's watching me. Definitely awesome for your Halloween party. Hilary Belafonte. Deo, you definitely know from Beetlejuice. Really awesome. Definitely needs to be played at your parties. Definitely needs to be heard. Play Beetlejuice. Play Harry Belafonte. Play Shake Sonora. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake your body line. I think I got it right. If I messed that up, please let me know. Always really good. But one more little clip here before we go. This is from a little bit of a metal concert that I definitely think is awesome and looks really cool, kind of Halloweenish. So again, folks, we have covered lots of ground here tonight. We have talked about the Riot Fest. We've taken you to Primusville. We have got started on our amazing introspective on Sunvolt, Wilco, and Uncle Tupelo, some horror songs. I'm so glad to always share this stuff with you. Okay, I'm always glad. Please, check us out on the Hookup on music on Twitter and Instagram. Go to the Sadistic Penguin Studios webpage and check out all the awesome articles that have been written by all the cool penguins. Really cool, insightful stuff. Check out the awesome shows. If you like college football, really good stuff. The Emperor's Foe at the show got a new episode going to be coming up here soon. Going to be really good. Check out, please follow us so you can get into that record sent to you business. But thank you so much, everybody. Always a pleasure. Cannot believe already we've made it through 36 episodes. We're going to make it another 36. And until next week, everybody, please enjoy yourself, stay safe, and go out and pick yourself out a good album.